How are you? Well, I thought I didn't have to talk about this. What is it? Drones in New Jersey. But people are talking about it, talking about it, talking about it. It's not going away. Some people say, no, they're not drones. They're actually, there's actually people in them. They're small flying objects. Then people are saying, oh, they're from Iran. I had actually some political guy, senator, whatever, listen to that senator saying, oh, they're from Iraq. Iraq has sent a ship to the East Coast with all kinds of drones. I mean, lies after lies after lies. And again, we don't know really what's going on. Other people are saying, oh, no, we can't shoot these things down because we don't know what we would do, what it would cause, explosions or whatever. But really, do we have military airplanes that can investigate? These are all kind of strange questions. Questions why the government, really, the military, is not doing anything. I thought we had this great defense. Well, again, 9/11, we could see what kind of defense we had, but I would think they have great defense that they can swoop in within minutes if there is a foreign unidentified flying objects in our airspace. I would think that they would have to send out military planes to investigate. But no, it wasn't done at all. They just allow what? Some people say 50 of these things swarming around. And of course, law enforcement, what are they going to do? Law enforcement are not going to do anything. That's supposed to be in the hands of the military. And the military is not doing something. So who is behind all this? I have not found anything at this point that I can really say, oh, this is who is behind it. I don't know. Again, is it just a distraction? Is it part of this alien or UFO disclosure that they are doing right now? It's very possible that it's part of the UFO disclosure. I mean, really, are these really aliens? Because see, people, they don't think about, oh, it's foreign. I mean, foreign flying objects. They say, no, they're not from the United States, but of course we can't believe the government. Yeah, they have been telling us lies for I don't know how long, so we can't believe that. And of course, it doesn't have to be the government. It can be military-related contractors like Elon Musk. Okay, Elon Musk. Is Elon Musk doing these things? Elon Musk now is in the government, right? So yeah, he is definitely protected if he is trying these things on people. I mean, they're not supposedly threatening or anything, but maybe they're just testing this new technology. A new technology that they have not told people about it, because so-called experts say, no, they go too fast, they're not really human-made. But is it just that the regular people don't know what technology is in the hands either of the government or government contracted agencies? like Elon Musk or whatever the other ones are. So, yeah, but are they part, again, of this alien disclosure and what I call the alien deception that's coming? Now, people were saying, oh, they're going to do Project Bluebeam. Okay, is it Project Bluebeam? Is it something they're projecting? Because that's what Project Bluebeam is. Holographic images in the sky. Because that's what Project Bluebeam is going to be. They're going to project an image of a UFO and say, oh, you know what, or whatever they project. Rapture. Some people say the rapture, going to be, they're going to stage the rapture through this blue beam. And I hope you know what blue beam is. If not, please, I did some videos, go check it out. Again, also check out holographic images, because they can do lots of stuff nowadays with holographic images. They don't even have to be, real. People say, oh, they're real. Okay, since they have not investigated, they don't know. They don't want to investigate it. That means we will not know. People will guess and guess and guess and guess. Does it really matter? Maybe all we need to know is, again, that they are fooling us, that they are preparing us for something. Again, I believe that the rapture, they will fool people. When the rapture happens, they will fool people. They got plenty of people right now to deny the rapture. People that used to be in dispensationalism, they have captured them. They have captured them, saying, no, the rapture doesn't happen, and these people fall for it. They don't throw everything else out. They still believe in Antichrist. They still believe in whatever other things. But they only throw out certain things. There's a movement, I don't know what it would call it, but I don't call it anything, but they deny the rapture. They deny, or I shouldn't say deny, they know the truth about Israel, and they preach the truth about Israel. So they're let's say anti-Christian Zionistic. Okay? They know about Israel and Zionism and the lies about it, and they preach it very strongly. They preach very strongly against not only the Jews, but also against Israel and Zionism. They deny the rapture. They also deny, people listen to this, they also deny the millennium. In other words, Jesus is not coming on this earth to rule. If you go deeper, that's what these people believe. Okay? Oh no, it's not going to happen. But anyways, they're denying the Bible. Because the Old Testament tells us about it. The New Testament tells us about it. You can't deny it. Jesus will rule this world. Probably said it in my last video or read it. There's no doubt in my mind. There's many, many places where in the Bible it says clearly, old and new, that he will rule this whole earth. And not just from heaven, but he will be here personally. And the New Jerusalem will be here. This New Jerusalem is not appearing, people, when the earth is destroyed. And the New Jerusalem is not just in heaven. It will come down on this earth. Again, numerous Old and New Testament scripture. But this is what these people teach. They are very misguided. I don't know where they got it from. Okay, again, it's too new to say, oh, look at this and this and this. See, eventually it'll come out, just like dispensationalism came out, and they realize, ooh, this, we can pinpoint it on this guy and this guy and this guy. Okay, But I think they're more careful this time. They're very more careful this time. Because we don't have the time to really pinpoint this false religion. Jesus is coming soon. They're preparing for it. And that brings me right back to these, let's say, flying objects. We don't know if they're drones. People think they are drones. Are they really drones? I don't know. Like I said, I listened to one supposed expert saying, no, that's not, most of them are not drones. Some of them may be. So, people, I don't know. Okay? I don't know. But here's one thing I can tell you. There are, testing. They're testing these things. And who are testing it? Is it the aliens? No, I don't think so. I think it's in the hands of some kind of military government contractors that are testing these things. The government gave them, this order to build these things. And yeah, it is in connection with our government for sure. But the government is not necessarily building them, but government contractors. And now they're testing these flying objects. They can't test them over in Iran. They can't test them over in Russia because then that would be cause for war. So they're testing them over our own country. And they're not killing anybody or anything. They're just flying and testing them. But of course, they don't want to say what it is. You think they want to tell you that they have technology that is far beyond somebody else's technology, like Russia, their enemies, Iran or whoever? No. They're going to do this in secret. Oh, it's not from this world. What, alien? Don't know. Okay, I really don't know. People are saying, oh, they sound like these things that you see, in the Bible. People, I don't know. It didn't look like it to me. Looked like they're just flying objects, whether they're drones or other flying objects, which have advanced technology, and they're testing this advanced technology. Where did they get that technology from? Well, I believe in connection with the aliens. That's for sure. Now, you know what I believe the aliens are. They're the fallen angels. Now, please do some research about, again, if you're not familiar, actually you can look under playlist aliens. I have done lots of videos. I believe the aliens they have been here for thousands of years. And they have worked with humankind for thousands of years. There's a guy named Gary, oh boy, what's his name? Maybe I'm not supposed to mention him because he is definitely a very, when it comes to end times prophecy, very false. So the guy is called Gary Wayne. And I have to say he has a lot of information on Nephilims and fallen angels and all these things. He's got more than what I would get into. But nevertheless, he does. I watched one of his videos and realized, no, he is going the wrong way when it comes to end times. And he focuses all his attentions on Nephilims and all these things, fallen angels and what they have done the past 6,000 years. And now how they have been involved with humankind. And, okay, but I think for me, he is too much. He is like Solomon. He wanted wisdom from God, and God gave him wisdom, but that was not enough. He wanted more and more and more knowledge, and that actually took him to demons and ended up worshiping other gods and was using demons to control demons. And that cost him not only his kingdom, but the whole kingdom in general. He caused the split of Israel. And I don't believe he was saved either. So that cost his salvation, because he continued. And see, in the Bible they say, oh, it's because of his, wise. No. He became too greedy. That's all he did, wisdom and knowledge. And because of that wisdom and knowledge, it took him into places where he should not have been. And that's what happens, I believe, with people that are getting too deep into these occult things. It's okay to have some kind of knowledge, basic knowledge, and to say, hey, this is it, bad, stay away. But again, this Gary, I didn't even maybe want to, but this Gary Wayne, it's a person like that. I think he's getting too deep into things. And he, instead of focusing on the Bible. So he's a dispensationalist. So you can forget about, trusting him. You can't trust somebody like that. Yeah, you can pick some of the information that you think is okay because you find it in some other place. But the reason why I brought him up is because these fallen angels people have dabbled and worked in our governments for thousands of years. These fallen angels have tried to corrupt humankind for thousands of years. They have been working in our government for thousands of years. And why would it be any different? Why? Because we're now living in scientific times. We have already known that even science is in the hands of these liars. So we have to be very careful here. But these fallen angels, they have been dabbling, with our government. And going back to these flying objects, unidentified flying objects, I am sure that they are far more advanced. No, I'm not sure. I know, and everybody should know that these angels are far more advanced, even though they're not three-dimensional beings. They actually don't need these flying objects. But they have the knowledge to create these flying objects for the purpose to live in this world. And they think that humankind is now again ready, to use these things. And I think this is where the connection is. It's part of this deception that is coming. No, they're already deceiving. They're preparing people still right now. They're preparing people for this great deception, which is going to be in connection to the rapture. It's bottom line. People, the rapture will happen. And they have to have everything prepared to deceive people in not believing that the rapture happened. So these people that are already denying the rapture, it's easy. Oh, wasn't the rapture. How about those people that are sitting now in the pews, most of them dispensationalists that believe in a rapture, and all of a sudden these people are gone? They don't want these people to now believe, oh, the rapture has happened. We were not in the rapture. No, they want them to believe that somebody else maybe abducted them. It's the only thing I can come up with. How you can deceive a major portion, the major portion of the so-called Christians. Think about all these Christian churches, evangelical, Protestant, whatever, even Catholics, Christian churches. They have some kind of idea about believe in the rapture, and all of a sudden a small group of people, and I'm telling you, it's going to be very, very few people. Okay? Very few people are taken out, and the rest is left behind. How can you fool these people? You know, this whole thing with this left behind series is not going to happen. Most people will not realize what has happened because they're going to be fooled. We've had so many false flags within our lifetime, just alone within our lifetime. And people believe stuff. Okay? They believe it. You can tell them anything, they believe it. They have tested us long enough to see how many of us will believe. The pandemic was one example. They tested how many people would actually believe the government, whether it was a lie or not. It was a test. And they're working on it, so next time the false flag happens, more people will believe it. I'll give you one example. The assassination of Trump. How many believe that the assassination, with the ear thing, was actually real? Oh, it was real. There were 2 people died. Somebody told me that. 2 people died. It was real. Yeah, 2 people were sacrificed. 2 people were sacrificed so they can pull through with this false flag. Do I believe it was real? No. Absolutely not. See, they dropped it. They were talking about a second shooter. Oh no, that wasn't a second. No, this guy did everything. That little guy, that young guy. Do I believe that? No. And they said, oh, there's another tower somewhere and there could have been another shooter. Did they ever investigate it? No. Why not? Just my thinking. And again, most people don't think, and so they are fooled. They are fooled. We have most people being fooled today. Just do it right and you can fool everybody. And they're going to do the same thing again when the rapture happens. Again, we have already so many people falling away from this idea of rapture. You just mention the word rapture and many people go nuts. It's not in the Bible, it's not in the Bible. Well, yeah, okay, the word is not. I get it. The word is not. But can you find the event when Jesus returns and picks up his bride? Oh, that's the resurrection. Yes, it is the resurrection. Absolutely, people. 1 Thessalonians 4, 5, 1 Corinthians 15. It is a resurrection. It's the first resurrection. It is the very first. It is actually a transformation. The people will be resurrected and they will have a new, brand new, transformed body. It's not even a human body. Will I call it the first resurrection? No. It's a separate resurrection. I call it maybe the resurrection of the saints, because it's a very different resurrection. It's not with a body, a human body. And there's some people that are resurrected with a human body. But when Jesus comes to picks up his saints, they're transformed. They have a new body, a transformed body. They're not going to be collected by the angels. Human beings will be collected by the angels. In a twinkling of an eye, I'll get a new body and I'll be with the Lord. That's what 1 Thessalonians 4 says. And it's twinkling of an eye, I think that's in 1 Corinthians 15. Transformed, if I'm still alive, and I'll be with the Lord right away. There's no collection, they're coming by and saying, hey, come on with us. Not going to happen. That's what gathering means. Gathering means the angels are coming around to pick up these human beings that are still alive. But people, I am coming up, well, it's the same topic, isn't it? It's the same topic. But I'm not sticking with these stupid drones. Who cares? That's why I didn't want to really talk about it. But they keep pushing it and still don't tell you the information. The government is still not telling you the information. Does the government know? Of course government knows what's going on. There's no doubt in my mind. I'm talking about the deep state. I'm not talking about those puppets that are running around in the Senate or Congress. They're all puppets. They don't even know they're puppets. It's just there, blah, 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 and then they get money and they will say what they're supposed to be saying. They don't know nothing. Maybe a few will, but there is a shadow government. And if shadow government goes all the way up, most likely the people that are behind it, or the beings that are behind it, are fallen angels. Okay, Jesuits, whatever, and they again are controlled by the fallen angels, by the aliens. The aliens, they don't want you to tell you that have been here, at least in the United States, since the Second World War. Maybe earlier, I don't know. Keeping everything hush-hush. People, do not be deceived. There's so much deception out there. Unbelievable deception. There's so many people that try to give you information and you think, oh, that's good information, like this Gary Wayne. Didn't even know who he was at first. Somebody mentioned the name and I'm thinking, who is this guy? Well, yeah, I did, of course, inform myself who it is, and I'm thinking, he's going way too deep into this. Way too deep in the occult. And because, of course, he spends lots of time on it, he can't spend time on really studying end times prophecy. Oh yeah, he's saying he's a Christian and Jesus this and Jesus that. And that's what most of these people do. I bring current things to information that is relevant to our faith in Jesus. But I don't need anybody to get deeper into a certain subject. We need maybe certain information saying, wait a minute, we better don't go there. That is not where we should be. There we shouldn't be dabbling that. Again, the same that Solomon did. He wanted wisdom from God. And he couldn't stop with just regular. No, he had to get more and more and more and more and more wisdom. That's what he thought, more knowledge. And that again took him away from God into the occult. Pretty bad. Pretty bad. He started with God. He started with God. But he went away from him. Coming to an end, let that be a warning. Let that be a warning. And don't get too hyped up about these drones. Again, we don't need to get too deep into it. We know they have to do with the government, with them, again, staging things, giving us information that may mislead us into the wrong direction. We need to know that the fallen angels have worked with the government forever. They've given them information, high technology information, forever. That's all we need to know. And I think also it's very important to understand that when the rapture happens, they will deceive so many people who are left behind that they will not search. They will not search and try to find out what really happened. They'll be deceived, just like they were deceived with everything else. Remember how many people sat in those pews during the pandemic? Mindless. Just allowed everything to happen. Coming to an end, let the Holy Spirit guide you always.